Whether you need speed, precision, a combination of both, or concealed carry performance, the right dry fire training will get the results you want faster and cheaper than traditional live fire range training. If you've ever wanted to speed up your draw stroke and get fast, accurate rounds on target, or if you've ever wanted to shoot fast, accurate, multiple shot strings, you've probably looked into things like better sights, tungsten guide rods, reduced weight springs, and maybe even a different gun or a ported gun. And those are all good. There's nothing wrong with them. But one of the highest leverage things that you can do is work on your grip. And a grip will allow you to put faster, more accurate rounds on target way more effectively than a new set of sights. And basically what you want to do is you want to have a grip that allows you to automatically bring your sights up into alignment between your eye and the target. You want it to be automatic every single time so that you aren't having to line up the sights with your eyes. They're automatically lined up every single time that you bring the gun up. And there's a very deliberate process for doing that we're going to get into. Second thing is you want to have a grip that will bring your sights back into alignment every time after you shoot. You want your sights to come back into perfect alignment so that all you have to do is shoot. You don't have to spend time finding and lining up the sights after every single shot. So how do we do this? Well, there's two things that we need to do with our grip. One, it needs to be precise, and two, it needs to be consistent. So you want the exact same grip every single time you grip the pistol. In fact, Colonel Cooper once said that if you only have 10 minutes to practice, you should spend the first 9 minutes on grip. And I'm not positive that Colonel Cooper said it, but I've credited it to him for the last 10 years. And I'm not positive if it was 10 minutes or an hour, but the ratio is true, and it sounds like something Colonel Cooper would say, and I'm more than happy to give him credit for it. The fact remains, grip is going to influence not only how you get a first shot on target, but how you get multiple shots on target as much or more than anything else you do to your gun. So as far as precision, one of the things that you want to do when you're practicing your grip is you want to pay attention to every little detail about it. How does it feel in your hand? How does the texture feel against each pad of your finger and on your palm? How does it feel, the transition from rough texture to smooth texture? On a Glock, the trigger guard pushes against your middle finger knuckle. How does that feel? How does it feel every single time? When you go to grip the gun, how does your finger feel on your belt or on your pants or on your holster? It should feel the same way every single time. You should know how it feels and pay attention to how it feels. And the reason for that is because you develop neural pathways in the brain faster when you pay attention to those details. In fact, if you don't pay attention, if you don't take time to slow down and pay attention to those, you really aren't doing additional mapping in the brain. If you do pay attention to them, you can create up to 8 million new neurological connections per second. So you learn way faster if you pay attention to the small details and slow down and get very precise and consistent with your technique. It'll save you a lot of money in ammo, it'll save you a lot of time, and you're going to be way happier with your shooting performance. One of the things to keep in mind is that when you've got time, grip doesn't matter. You can put accurate rounds on target like this. You can do it upside down. You can do it holding the gun horribly. You can do it with gloves on. You can do it switching from gun to gun, grip angle to grip angle, grip width to grip width. None of it really matters. As long as you line up the sights and press the trigger without disturbing the sights, you're going to be able to put rounds where you want them to go. The biggest times when grip matters is when speed is an issue or stress is an issue, and when you don't have time to find the sights, when they have to be where you want them to be as soon as you bring the gun up. The next thing is, how do you grip the gun so that the sights come back into perfect alignment every time after you shoot? And what I want you to think about is shear forces and a vice grip. and I'm going to get into what those are. The typical way to hold a gun is meat on metal. And what you do is you grip it like you grip a rope or a pipe as hard as you can with force going in from every direction. And you've got a gap here, and you fill that gap in with the palm of your support hand, and you squeeze with your support hand. And that's called a meat on metal approach, or a rope grip. The only problem is your hand is not real good at absorbing or controlling shear forces. And shear forces are like this right here. And it's not good at it at all. If you think about sliding across asphalt versus doing a push-up on asphalt, you can exert way more force into the asphalt than you can sliding across the asphalt. And basically this is sliding across the asphalt. What we want to do is hold it like a vise, so that when the slide comes back, it's going to recoil around the web between the thumb and index finger, and your pinky and ring finger and your support hand are going to stop that rotation. So we want to have our thumb and index finger up as high as possible on the back of the gun, and we want to have our support hand pulling back, and with the focus being the more pressure we can exert further down the gun, the better. And this is a challenge with subcompacts, but you work with what you got. What that's going to do is a couple of things. When you're pushing forward and backwards instead of in from all directions, one of the things is you're going to get a gap between the side of the pistol and your hand, and that's fine. Another thing is my grip changes. It changes from my knuckles being forward to my bones being forward, the flat of the bone being forward. And what that does is when you shoot, all of a sudden the gun's going to go like this. It's going to go straight up and straight down, and it's going to go exactly where it was before. That combination will allow you to bring the sights into alignment between your dominant eye and the target every time without thinking about it, so that all you have to do is verify sight alignment, and you can verify it consciously or you can verify it subconsciously. Next, when you shoot, the gun's just going to go up and down, and the sights are going to come back into alignment automatically every single time, which means you're going to be able to put faster, more accurate shots on target, and you're going to be able to perform way better without spending a ton of money on sights, guide rods, springs, ported guns, etc. I don't want to discourage you from doing all that. I've got guns that I've got all of those nice things on, but focusing on your grip and getting a fundamentally solid grip is what's going to help you put rounds exactly where you want them to go when speed is a factor or stress is a factor. Thanks a lot. Whether you need speed, precision, a combination of both, or concealed carry performance, the right dry fire training will get the results you want faster and cheaper than traditional live fire range training.